What's up, Gigi?
Well, here I am.
Oh, whoa!
I am just not. I'm not a happy camper.
Well, before you get into why you're unhappy, let me give you something to be happy that I forgot to mention last week on the show that I actually posted yesterday. But mind your business, right? Editing is hard. Work is, life is life. We've been doing this for a year.
Oh, have we now?
September 26th, a very special day, was our 1 year Saturday Hangover anniversary.
Hey,
OMG.
Thought we were on yet.
A year. She's still finishing my sentences. Here we go. So what's new? Was nothing much going on? Okay, enough of the small talk. Yesterday. Can I say something that
Please.
You said last week?
Please.
Last week I asked you what games are you excited about? And what'd you tell me?
I told you. None of these games excited me.
Nope. You gave
No. Let me finish. None of these games excited me. I said, so I'm going to take a bye week.
That is what I was looking for. I'm sorry. I want to hear you say, I'm taking a bye week. You were like, eh.
It was all the big boys beating up on the little boys. That's what I nothing
But
excited me.
Ranked versus unranked team. There was only one ranked unranked team yesterday. Mm-hmm. 8 of the teams were on bye weeks.
Yep.
Out of 25. Out of the top 25. But it didn't go down the way you said it was supposed to go down.
No, it did
yesterday.
not.
The big boys did not beat up on the little boys.
No, it did not.
And I know sometimes we like to, I think this is all the warm up that and lube we're going to give it because I want to go right to the top. Number 1, Alabama lost to unranked Vanderbilt yesterday. What say you?
What say I? I'm speechless, folks. I am absolutely speechless. And I'm going to tell you why. I did not see it coming. I didn't see that coming.
I would not even guess it. Go ahead, go.
You expected it, right? I didn't see that coming.
Nobody did.
Alabama and little Bandy.
Vanderbilt.
Jalen Milroe, Alabama. What's more to say?
So, Bama had been starting slow all season except for the Georgia game, yes?
That is correct.
Okay. They started slow yesterday, but we watched the South Alabama versus Bama game where the last 7 minutes they came back.
Right.
So when we see 0-14 start, Vandy being up 14 points, what was your thoughts?
I thought it was a fluke. I thought, nah, it's a fluke. They're going to come back and just demoralize them.
Because they have
Jalen Milroe and that little 17-year-old Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams caught a ball. Now, last week we seen him do the skip a twirl a do in the Three Stooges class. He caught a ball yesterday, and the catch was amazing. And he ran into the end zone, and I said, oh, they're going to call it back because he stepped out of bounds.
I thought so too, but he did not. The young man was running in the air. I kid you
He
not.
was running in the air. He told that effing out of bounds line and got a touchdown. Where did they get this kid? And you know what else? They keep saying, and I didn't realize this, they keep saying, oh, he committed early. And so I thought what he did was, instead of graduating this past June, he graduated in January so he can go to spring training so he can play this fall. He came out a year early. He's supposed to be in high school right now.
He's supposed to be a senior.
Playing high school football. Who could play high school football against him?
Here he is on the number.
They said, speaking of he said, she said, they said his high school coach would lay into him in practice because he thought he was only giving it half an effort because he made it look so easy.
The kid is just unbelievable.
But it wasn't enough. Alabama lost. What was the score?
35-40.
35-40. Too little, too late. The O-line was nowhere to be found. The hole in defense.
They didn't lead the whole game.
Bama did not lead the whole game.
Okay.
We even said it. The number one team in the country, even if they win, they have to drop because they are not leading this entire game. If he pulls off a miracle in the last 2 minutes, They did not lead the entire game. I mean, Georgia led for 13 seconds last week.
That's just true. And I said to myself again, where is the defense? Again, you said, well, they held the ball. Vandy held the ball.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the game. Because I always say
40 minutes?
Out of 60 minutes, they had it for 42 minutes. I believe that's the one. Because I always say the defense is going to get tired. Especially if you have an explosive offense that can score very quickly.
Yes.
Right? But defense and we don't normally try to dig into the numbers because, you can Google them. But Vandy ran a lot. And remember he said there's a hole in the D-line in the middle of Alabama. Yes, he said that first or second possession when we first turned it on, and we were like, whoa, what is Vanderbilt doing? And Bama never corrected the hole in the middle.
They're just running. I went, why are they running like this?
I have a headache.
Already.
I have a headache. I wanna move.
I didn't even know the quarterback's name for Vandy.
I didn't know the quarterback's name either, and if I recall, he had a crazy story about being a walk-on and going to junior college. They were in Vanderbilt in Tennessee?
Yes.
Somewhere in Tennessee. And they said this audience is 75% Crimson.
Crimson Tide.
Y'all didn't know, traveled to somebody else's house and got embarrassed.
Trashed them.
What is going on here? Okay, number 2. Texas.
They were ahead of
bye week. Number 3, Ohio State took care of business. Played on Iowa. Iowa, of course, is the toughest team they played so far this season. Not the toughest team so far this season. Ohio State was supposed to win by 18 points. They won by 28 points. Will Howard did had an interception, but after everybody's performance, and I was frustrated in the morning or when I heard, but after everybody's performance yesterday, I take it back. Will Howard, I owe you an apology, sir. I know. I expected greatness. You gave it. And number 4.
Move on.
Number 4.
Tennessee
versus unranked Arkansas.
Razorbacks.
So.
I didn't take any notes. By halftime, I was just scribbling. I didn't.
Give me what you. I want you to give me what you got, and I promise I'm not going to cut you off. But I want to tell you what my thoughts were yesterday, and I didn't say it out loud, because every time I say something out loud, it jinxes it. So yesterday morning, we watched the first round of games, and they were status quo. We watched the Friday games. Friday games were good, but they were status quo, and I said, finally, we're going to get what I would call a traditional college football weekend. I got excited about number 9 and 25. We'll get there. Because they were the only ranked team. And I said, we're going to have a regular day. We're going to get a piece of all the games because it ain't going to be nothing to see, right?
That's why I had a bye week.
You jinxed it with that bye week. Okay, I'm not going to cut you off because I see this paper. Number 4, Tennessee versus unranked Arkansas. In Arkansas?
In Arkansas. What? As I said, I didn't even was watching it, and then we're watching this game. The last minute and 17 seconds.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
Let's move on.
No, let's not. I cannot pronounce the Tennessee is Nico Amalava. I probably slaughtered it, but let me go. Tennessee was Arkansas league 1914, and I'm thinking, the kid only has a minute left, throws it 25 yards. There they go. They're gonna get it. They're down to 6 seconds. He has one more play. They're like on 4th and something. So he starts. Everybody fades back. He starts running. Everybody's in his zone. He starts running it until he ran out of bounds. And game's over.
You skipped over everything. First of all, we went back to the game because we said one of the games we had was like 12 minutes, and this game was down to the last 2. We said, or 2 or 3. We said, let's finish this one because why are they down, or why are they so close? The Arkansas has the ball. Tennessee goes for the legs of the quarterback. Penalty. Unnecessary roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Goes right for that boy's knees. He goes off the field. We can't believe it. Right?
That was
Then Arkansas is driving. That was the same possession, I'm pretty sure. They're driving because you just screwed up and you gave them 15 yards in the first down. They're driving, and the guy from Arkansas has the ball. He's stumbling into the end zone, and Tennessee steps back. Oh, watch out. Excuse me. Let me let you through. 2 of them.
Kurt Herbstreit said, let me watch that again. Did he just step back? You never give up. The guy was stumbling. I believe he thought he was going to fall short of the goal line.
He did. He fell right into that end zone. Why would you even give him? You don't give an inch in the red zone because it's so close.
Not an inch.
They step back. And then, as you pointed out, and this I gotta look. I have not watched a lot of Tennessee. I do not know the quarterback. I do not know why they're number 4. Obviously, they're not number 4. They shouldn't be. He has got to be a freshman because if you are seasoned, it's your last time touching this ball. You run out of bounds.
He was trying to find a receiver.
But what was run out of bounds going to do with 6 seconds on the clock? Stop it for 2 seconds?
Throw it. Even throw it.
You always throw the ball.
You could get lucky. Somebody could catch it.
And if you can't, guess what? You lose. You run out of bounds, guess what?
You lose. And you did.
You lose, sir. There'll be no candy shop. There'll be no lifetime gobstop. I wish I knew that speech from Willy Wonka. I wish I knew it. I would give it to you right now. I am going to move on to number 5. Who's number 5?
It was a speechless Saturday. That's what it was.
I don't know if you call it speechless, but it's only theoretically because we were hollering.
Well, number 5 was Georgia, and of course they handled it.
Georgia took care of business against Auburn. They came out a little bit slow. Auburn's been trying to find their way and get back. But the first half though, and we didn't know how Georgia was gonna come out. We didn't know how Bama was come out. We already talked about it. I'm not gonna go back. But Georgia took care of business. Okay, number 6.
Oregon. That was a Friday night game.
Friday night, and they played
Michigan State, Big Ten.
Yes, and we were like, ooh, Michigan State's a little crawling your side. They were in Oregon and Big Ten. Welcome to the conference. And at first, I was a little bit worried. Because, your
boy.
Oregon, Dylan Gabriel. But you know what? They found their stride, which to me, they've been doing it faster and faster in each game, which is good. And they end up handling it. Michigan State tried at the end, though.
Okay. They did. They tried to come back, but it was a little bit too late.
Okay. But 31-10. I'm sorry, I take that back. Yeah. They didn't try to come back. I'm sorry. I thought the score was closer. Never mind.
The thing about that, the announcer pointed out, and you and I both noted it, that Dylan Gabriel has, so far this season, had only 2 interceptions. So far this season,
yes.
He threw 2 in the first half.
That was a little bit scary.
That was scary.
You have to be careful, and we'll come back to that because there's a reason.
There's a reason.
Okay, fine. Number 5. Number 6.
That was number 6, babe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Number 7.
Oh, that was Penn State, UCLA.
Penn State beat up on little UCLA. Congratulations.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, number 8.
That was Miami Cal.
Miami fucking Cal.
Oh, we're going to be great. You know the FCC is watching.
College game day was in Berkeley for the first time. They were electric. Marshawn Lynch, of course, Cal State alumni came on. Everybody picked Miami, except for, of course, Marshawn Lynch and Pat McAfee, which Marshawn Lynch was ready to give him a headlock if he didn't. He had already given Kirk a headlock for picking Stanford. Nobody wanted to mess with it, right? They opened up the campus at midnight. The BART, which is the Metro train system, Northern California, opened up the trains early so fans could get there. It was electric. Pat McAfee said, I'm falling for it. This place is crazy. I'm going for Cal State Golden Bears. And I said, bless their heart. It's the night game. Miami, it got Cam Ward. He's front runner for Heisman. They just look really good. Now, I seen Cal fight. I know they beat Auburn. It was a big deal. Everybody's getting excited at the college. They're not normally excited about the football program. We've talked about this. And while we were in the midst of Tennessee falling and Alabama falling and the world crumbling around us, we go to the number 8 Miami versus Cal State in Cal State Berkeley, and Cal is up. Halftime, the score is 10-21.
I had 28, but it might have been
21 going into halftime. Cal State is number 1 in getting interceptions in the FBS.
It didn't stop.
It didn't stop.
Cal just kept going.
Cal kept fighting. They came out of halftime and they were fighting, but so Miami woke up.
And I think they ran out of gas. I think Cal had extended so much because at one point, well, the score was 38-18. And that's when Miami started to roll. But I think they
36 to 18?
It might have been.
What was the end score? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, baby. You're right. 38. Okay.
But if you could watch some of we was watching it, and they were getting slower and slower. I mean, the last touchdown by Cam Ward, I mean, the guy was running, but maybe it was because Cam Ward looked faster. I don't know.
Cam Ward is fast. Cam Ward is a great quarterback. And I think the other thing was, I think you're right. I think two things. I think it's a marathon. I think they gave a lot up front, which I'm not mad at. Also, I think that Miami did a good job readjusting at halftime.
They did.
They went back because then it felt like Cal's offense couldn't get going.
They could not.
Their quarterback's from Miami.
Okay, his name
Cal's quarterback is from Miami.
Fernando Mendoza.
Yes. His dad and Cristobal, the coach of Miami, went to high school together, played on a high school team together. Hilarious. Cal is up, they're winning, and then Miami gets the ball. They stop Cal, Miami gets the ball. Miami goes, they drive, they get a touchdown. I don't know, it's 12 seconds on the clock. Cal tries, they got nothing. He throws it one last time. At least he throws it. and Miami gets it. And Miami wins by
38, 39, 30
fucking point.
You FCC is watching.
I'm so sorry. Miami won by 1 Frenching point.
And they don't have no teams.
1 point. And this is what I want to ask you, because they kept saying, okay, if Cam Ward gets his touchdown, you want a Heisman, this is a Heisman performance. My question is, why are you down in the first place?
Well, what did the one announcer says? He said Miami has 15 minutes to save themselves. This was fourth quarter, and then the score was.
Why are you down in the first place?
Why are you trying to save yourself? You should.
Why are you? You're number 8 against an unranked team.
You should have been 38-10.
You should have been controlling and dominating the game.
Thank you.
Now, can you rally a comeback because there was something catastrophic? And he also said, the announcer also said that. He said, I don't think Cal did anything wrong. No. They were just playing good football. And it was no trick plays. It was no, penalties. And speaking of penalties.
Oh, the targeting that didn't get called.
Guess who's on my list, per usual?
The
refs. Now, it's been a lot of no calls, and I've been trying to be patient and say, okay, you know what? They let them get away. Okay, fine. Mendoza runs the ball. He's a runner, fine. The one guy hits him, lowers his head. Sorry, let me go back. This is a different targeting call that was missed. I apologize. This one was in the Bama game. Let me go back. Which targeting call was been missed yesterday?
That was the Bama game.
I'm sorry, let me go back. He's running. The guy lowers his head. He launches off his left foot, and he hits him in the side of the helmet. No call. Not a unnecessary roughness. Not a targeting. Nothing. And it wasn't a small hit because the boy stayed on the ground for a second. He got up, but he was
didn't stay on the ground for a second. He stayed on the ground for a couple of minutes. And then all the trainers came running out.
You're right, because they got the timeout. They got the injured player timeout.
I thought, man, he's dead.
And then they got the nerve to come on like, oh, Miami wants the 10 seconds back from the runoff. Are you kidding me?
Yes, they did.
Are you kidding me?
He gave it to him.
And you know what? You ask me, that was dirty. A lot of times you can't pinpoint one play. You pinpoint that play. Because Cal should have scored more points in that second half. They would have got a new set of downs. They could have gotten 3 points, and we'd be having a different conversation right now.
They took the right there because they had to put another.
Or Miami wouldn't have had enough time.
But that quarterback went right back in, which was kudos.
I thought that was like third down. Anyway, I digress. That game pissed me off.
That was a game for the ages.
And guess what? I don't care, Miami. I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna be at later. I don't care if you won by 1 point. Number 9. Come on, give me some good news now.
Give me some good news. Oh, I cannot give you any good news because number 9 played a ranked team, number 25 Texas A&M, and they lost.
You know what? Just cut the tape. I just don't even. Cut the tape. The show's over. Cut the
It was.
Wait a minute. Number 9 Missouri, Brady Cook, 5th-year starter. Missouri was a problem last year. They was trying to inch their way up into that 4-team playoffs.
It was.
Now they play Texas A&M in College Station. We all know that's the hardest place to play college football.
True.
But that wasn't my problem.
The house that Johnny built.
The house that Johnny Manziel built. That was not my problem. You know what my problem was? Missouri never had a chance.
They just didn't.
They never had it. They didn't rally. They didn't start off hot. They never had your number 9.
They didn't start off anything.
It was 0-21 Texas A&M, and I said, "Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time." On the day where you were the only ranked game, don't waste my time. So I asked the question. Missouri definitely doesn't deserve to be number 9. Why they got up there, I don't know. That's not my problem.
No.
Does A&M deserve to be 25?
Oh.
Their only loss is to a ranked Notre Dame team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were at home. It was a game opener week 1. Texas A&M's a good team. New coach, right?
That's true.
Jimbo Fisher got fired. They got the new guy there. I forgot his name already.
That's
he has a cool name too. Anyways, are they not a 25 team?
They played some good opponents. I can't really think who they played. I gotta start looking
again. I don't know if they dominated it and blew people out. I feel like we looked. I feel like they did struggle once or twice because I was like, oh, A&M, but then they pulled it out though. You don't fuck it. Excuse my language. People can lose by 1 point apparently, Georgia, and they don't have to worry about it. They
Miami.
lost 1 game to. We'll see. We'll see what happens today. I'll tell them where they need to go.
Okay.
I don't think Texas A&M should have been 25, but
true.
Missouri should not have lost
to number 25.
No, what's the score? 10-41.
Can't keep it close at least.
That part. Rally second half.
Show them that you are at least number 9.
You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you say, "Dang, they won that second half, but it was too little, too late," right?
Y'all didn't have too little. Y'all didn't have too late. Y'all didn't have enough.
Okay.
Y'all didn't come close.
Stop. I'm out of mimosa. You gave me back to back. Give me number 10 for the good news.
Sorry, it is Michigan and Washington, and Michigan lost. I'm out of breath. I'm done.
This was the rematch of the national championship.
Good night.
And I think Desmond said it on College Day. It's in logo only. These are not the same teams.
No,
these are not the same coaches.
That's true.
And they had Michigan as the underdog by 1.5 points.
Michigan was leading.
No. You don't know what that means.
Oh.
This is before the game starts, love.
You're in the Vegas mode.
This is before the game starts.
The Vegas mode.
They had Michigan underdog by 1.5 points, which I thought was disrespectful. Michigan's ranked number 10.
I thought this
what are we talking about? Now, this is an in-conference game.
Big Ten,
We've said it 100 times. Welcome. Come on over. Yes. Yes. And so I said, I'll take the plus 1.5 in Michigan because Michigan's going to win. They said, oh, Michigan has a quarterback problem. No, Michigan doesn't have a quarterback. I said, Washington doesn't have anything.
Washington. I didn't even...
Name a Washington player.
I don't know.
Name the Washington coach. No, he's the one with the good cool name.
Name the quarterback.
I know the coach. I know the quarterback now. I did not know the quarterback yesterday morning.
Who's the quarterback?
Will Rogers.
Of course.
You can't forget that. But I know the coach is Jed Fisher because he came from Arizona when Kevin DeBauer went to Alabama. Which how's that all working out?
We'll have to ask Kevin.
Michigan switches quarterbacks 2 weeks ago to Alex Orji. Forgot the first guy's name that quick. Warren, I think his last name was. I knew that.
Okay, you did.
I knew that. Yeah.
The other guy.
Who I didn't know. You got me. Who I didn't know when we turned the game on was this Jack Tuttle. And again, at the end of the game, we're like, wait, what do you? We're like, oh, Michigan will come back. What are you talking about?
I thought he was a walk-on. They just got him out the audience. I didn't know.
He was. He might have been a walk-on, actually. Was he? He wasn't. I don't think he was highly recruited. But they need a passer. You're not going to win, especially against Washington.
Okay,
Because
absolutely.
Washington's book, I'm not saying he's a good passer or a bad passer. He had 276 something yards versus, Jack Tuttle's 87 yards. But I digress. But Washington's a passing team.
True,
Because I think Pac-12 is a passing conference, right?
Yes.
Think about the quarterbacks last year that were in the Heisman. Penix was there. Yeah. Caleb had already won.
That's true.
Who's the other guy? Bo Nix, Oregon, quarterback.
Forgot about him.
Passing, right? Anyway, we're not bored people. He throws an interception. We seen that at the end, fourth quarter.
We came.
We said, "Oh my God!" And then Michigan gets the ball back, and he fumbles.
It was a crazy. It was a sad Saturday.
I hate Michigan. I hate Michigan. I just said, don't lose. I thought they had it.
I felt sorry.
I feel sorry for them too. I thought they had it figured out. I can't stand Michigan.
Apparently they do not, but they better get it together quick. Here we go again, folks. Correct. You ready for the next one?
Just go.
USC, you want some good news? USC plays Minnesota.
Okay.
Lost.
Okay, I don't care. Number 12.
Okay,
I don't care. Number 12.
Okay. Well, Ole Miss played South Carolina. That they did what they had to do.
Okay, coming off of a loss last week, got dropped. Okay.
They said we could come back.
I didn't think I'd ever say this, but thank you, Ole Miss.
We had 2 byes.
Okay, 13.
Number 13 was LSU.
Okay.
Had a bye. Notre Dame was 14. Had a bye.
Okay.
And then we flipped to Clemson.
15.
Yep.
Debo Sweeney does not die easily. He is going to make that run. And the ACC is huge now.
I will say this about Dabo Sweeney. I do not like Dabo Sweeney. But Dabo Sweeney, like she said, never says die. He dropped all the way down to I got to look it up.
Did they drop out?
No, they didn't drop out.
Okay,
he dropped to 20-something.
I remember that. Because he lost first week to a ranked Georgia.
This boy has climbed his way back. Look out for Dabo Sweeney. He ain't done yet.
He's never done. He is never done. One of those people. The evil in him just keeps on driving him. The good evil, like a good, you know what I mean? Like the tenacious evil.
Tenacious.
Who's next? 17?
All right, number 16.
Oh, 16, I'm sorry.
Was Iowa State. We back to the Big 12 and Baylor. Iowa State.
Iowa State,
babe.
Oh, I like them. Young. Yeah. We're not young anymore. Matt, okay.
Big 12. This is the Big 12. We got.
Okay, did they win?
Yes, they did. They're 43-21.
Okay, they beat Baylor.
Now,
okay,
this is what we were saying about all these teams out. The next 4 teams, 17, 18, 19, 20, all had bye weeks.
BYU, Utah, Oklahoma, Kansas State. Okay.
Yeah. So now we get to Boise.
I needed a break. Jesus.
We did.
21.
A break.
Okay.
We said anybody, just come out, play, win. Well, Boise did what they had to do.
Okay.
And they won. They won big 62-30 over Utah State.
Okay, Utah State.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
our little Barson
God. And then of course
22.
We're back to lost.
Louisville,
SMU. And we've talked about SMU.
SMU was a fighter last year. They were, I think, not in the talks because they're not part of the Power 5, then Power 5, now Power 4. I believe they're in the Sun Belt. They're in the ACC. Are you sure they're ACC? Not AAC?
After we look that up, but I sure thought
I would triple check. But SMU, or unless they moved.
We'll check later.
I gotta get my paper. I have my paper with all the moves on it. Anyway, SMU is a tough team. They were in the talks last year on being a fighting team, but just not in a big conference, not a lot of big competition.
Right. But
let me tell you something.
We have the drop zone.
No,
I said this one was to drop out.
Why are you?
Because I was.
Well, they're only 22. Louisville just
I'm sorry, folks. Time is up.
Champagne. Sorry. Wine. It's our wine buzzer. Sorry. It can't happen every week. This is getting ugly. No. Louisville's 22. They like to disappoint. They can drop out fine. SMU's quarterback, Jennings. Young quarterback. Not a lot of starts.
Yes.
Not a lot of starts. Running all over that
Genty.
field.
Yes.
Jennings. Jennings. Yes. No T.
No T in it. Okay.
Spell it.
Jennings.
Thank you. He was incredible. And I thought that they had a 2 quarterback system because DJ Lagway, I feel like, is I don't know his name from somewhere. Maybe I know him from SMU last year. At first, they said that they had the 2, so I thought, oh, okay. But Jennings was in there, and he was going crazy. He was running all over the place. Louisville had no answer for him. They battled, though. What was the score?
Oh, they did come. Yes, they did come back because Louisville did not want to go out like that. So they did come. Yes, they
27-34.
27-34.
They were battling. They didn't
roll and play dead.
They did not. But Louisville did in fact lose.
Yeah,
they did in fact lose.
They did in fact lose.
24.
23 was in. Yeah, we ain't got the 24.
Oh, 23. But Jesus.
Big 10, Northwestern 41-24. They did.
Okay, Indiana's 23. They did what they needed to do.
24 Illinois, one of the bye weeks.
Another bye week, fantastic.
Right.
And then
25 was Texas A&M, and we've already talked about that. And Missouri, number 9.
They were tied for 25.
Oh, with UNLV.
Who
lost on Friday night to Syracuse in overtime. It was I should have known right then and there on Friday night that this was going to be a bad Saturday.
I didn't because Syracuse is a little sleeper team, right?
Yeah, they have Kyle McCord.
They have a decent quarterback. They have a new coach, but really good coach from the Georgia program. Right. And UNLV became a darling because they beat Kansas.
That's the only reason.
And they've been calling back. But we all know UNLV is a basketball school.
Thank you.
What are we talking about here?
What are we talking
about? And they can drop out of 25. I do want to wrap back around to one game because I did watch Oregon versus Michigan State, number 6 Oregon.
Yeah.
Michigan State has problems. Their quarterback is second in FBS in turnovers.
Oh, that was
Childs.
Yes.
Okay.
You did write his name down.
The other thing, it was 2 huge mistakes that may not have turned. What was the score? You got 31. Maybe now when the turn turned the game, maybe it would have because of momentum.
I don't know.
There was the fumble at the goal line by the quarterback, proven to be why he has the record. Didn't secure it. I mean, the guy punched it out. He was trying, but that knee was not down. And then
heartbreaker.
Oregon gets an interception in the end zone.
Double heartbreaker.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with them.
No.
Except for, I do want to give them a warm welcome. This place used to be nice. It used to be quiet. It used to be quaint. It's crowded.
You know what? All of them are crowded. And
What are you talking about?
You're talking about the expansion.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
The place we go, where we have a cocktail, we can have a conversation, because it's not a lot of people here. This week, it's overcrowded. That's the drop zone, baby. The drop zone is overcrowded.
Oh,
number 9, Miss U, lost to number 25, Texas A&M. Drop zone. Number 22, Louisville versus SMU. Drop zone. Loses to SMU, I should say. Number 4, Tennessee, loses to unranked Arkansas.
Drop zone.
Number 10, Michigan, who lost to Washington.
Drop zone.
Thank you. Get on cue. Number 11, USC versus unranked Minnesota. The man wears a V-neck sweater to every game, no matter the weather. You're in the drop zone. I can't believe you, Lincoln Riley and Miss Miller Moss. Can't believe y'all did this to me. Number 25, UNLV versus Syracuse. Drop zone. You won't hurt yourself. You were right by the door anyway. You was coming in. You was VIP. You wasn't even actually out.
It was a swinging door.
Number 1, Alabama. I cannot even.
We know you won't drop very far, but you're still in the drop zone.
Explain the disdain that I have for the performance they put on yesterday. Cannot even.
I really
do. We need to add a back patio to the drop zone. Because for the people who gonna just like you drop the ranking, you can come inside. You dropping out the rankings, you got to go to the back patio where they smoke, and where the service is horrible and you can barely hear the music.
I really thought that Jalen Miller was gonna come back and fill it out.
You was convinced.
I was.
And you are not that person. You're cynical. That was the word I couldn't think of last year. You're cynical. You were not. You were convinced he was gonna pull it off.
And I was not happy with the game last week. And
did not think so. You weren't happy with the second half last week.
Yeah, the second half was not to be talked about.
Okay.
All right, now.
I want you before we talk about the games next week, I don't want to be here all day because I gotta only imagine that the new rankings came out today.
Yep, they did.
And it's gotta look like a cheese ball at Christmas because it's gotta be all chopped up.
Do not so fast, my friend.
It's gotta be all chopped up. All I want is top 10.
Okay.
And I want to know who maybe failed the hardest or fell out.
I will tell you that, my dear.
Okay, give me top 10.
Top 10?
Yes, number 1.
All right,
Ohio
Texas.
State.
What? Told you. They wasn't gonna. Texas did not even play. But I knew that, being that Alabama was number 1, they was not gonna give it to Ohio State. Okay. For various reasons, I knew they were gonna give it to Ohio State.
Let me stop you.
Okay, I'm stopping.
I have a theory. I know I'm supposed to keep it tight. I have a theory. I know they move people up when they don't play every now and again. They normally don't. They normally leave you where you are. But sometimes, they like yesterday, what are you going to do?
What you going to do?
You can't put Bowling Green in the top 10.
Yeah.
Might as well. I think they undefeated. I digress. I have a theory. I find it real convenient that a certain quarterback starts to get some starts, and then Georgia loses. But 6 teams out of the 9 in the top 10 who played yesterday, no, I'm sorry, 4 out of the 9 in the top 10 who played yesterday lost. Yeah, and one almost lost, 15 almost lost. And who got knocked out of the number 1 spot? Who was vying for it, didn't start the season with it, gets knocked out with one fell swoop, and all of a sudden Bama loses.
Texas back up there.
I think we need to talk about the Manning mob.
All right, yeah.
I'm talking Eli. I'm talking Peyton. I'm talking Archie Senior and Junior.
I think there's a little...
I'm talking, what's the dad's name? I'm talking all
Archie.
of them.
I think
what's the other brother's name?
I can't even think of it now.
I'm talking all of them. It's the Manning mob. How is Texas moving up when they didn't even play? I'm shutting up. I'm shutting up.
Okay, we're moving on.
Texas is number 1.
OSU drops.
Ohio State is number 2.
They moved up from 3. Well, we had Oregon. Yeah, absolutely number 3.
Okay.
Now this is going to shock you. Number 4 is Penn State. Who has Penn State played? But I don't want to get into it because, like I said, we're going to find out, folks. Because this is not over. This season is not over.
Well, think about it. You would want to say Georgia should be able to move up because they lost to the almighty Bama. Then Bama lose to an unranked team. So guess what? Bama's not as almighty as they should have been. Remember, if you lose to a team, no, first of all, if you beat a good team, you want them to keep winning after. If a good team beats you, you want them to keep winning. That way it's like, look how good they were, y'all. They beat me because they were that great.
But they put Penn State up there who only played who? Oh my God, they played UCLA.
But that makes sense though. Georgia lost to the almighty Bama. The almighty Bama's not almighty if they lose to Vanderbilt.
Okay,
so did you lose to you couldn't beat a team Vanderbilt beat? That's crazy.
That's all right. Because Georgia stayed where they're at. They're at number 5.
Okay, so I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at it.
Penn State's gonna fall anyway.
Now, this is where you're going to just drop your jaw.
Okay.
Miami moves up to 6.
Not earned. Not earned. You got it by default. Number 7.
Okay, we're not going to go into that. You're right. Number 7, this is where Alabama dropped to. They only dropped 6 spots, so I'm thinking, okay, fair is fair. They didn't drop Georgia very much. You shouldn't do it to Alabama.
Look, I had Bama at 7.
Okay, you were pretty close.
Yep.
Another one who didn't drop as far as I was going to, but they dropped 4 with Tennessee.
I had Tennessee
is now 8. Well, you're doing good.
Yep.
You know more than they do.
Yep.
Okay, number 9, Ole Miss moved up.
I had Ole Miss. Go ahead.
Look at you.
Number 10?
Clemson.
They jumped everybody.
They jumped 5 spots. Clemson is back in the top 10, baby. Welcome, Dabo.
Now, I put Clemson at like 15, but he put Clemson here.
Yep, not so fast,
I had Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, Georgia.
You're pretty cool.
I did say Penn State. I said Miami was I guess I did put them at number 6. You had no choice.
Yeah, you had no choice.
Bama, Tennessee, Ole Miss. LSU.
Not
but I figured if you didn't play,
you shouldn't have.
I figured they shouldn't have been penalized for not playing. Yeah. They shouldn't have moved.
But
Texas. Okay. Let me ask you more specific. Okay. I won't even ask you to tell me who dropped out. I want to ask you specifically.
All right, now.
Where is Missouri?
Missouri, my loves, dropped 12. They are now 21.
Wow, I had them at 13. Okay, where is Michigan?
Okay. Number Michigan dropped 14. They are now 24. Now,
They left them in.
yeah, now, can I say this? This is where you're going free.
No. I want to ask you another one.
USC, which was number 11,
Can I
dropped
ask
out.
you? Well, why couldn't I ask you that?
Oh, because I thought knew they would probably be in the top 25.
No, let me tell you what I don't understand. Why does USC drop out but Michigan don't? They both have 2 losses.
That was my exact question to you. How come Michigan, which was ranked number 10, USC was ranked number 11, both lost to Big Ten teams? Well, I mean, and they're
They
so
both should drop.
okay. Thank you. So I looked up the records. Of course, overall, Michigan's 4-2. Overall, USC is 3-2. But in the conference, I thought, did it make a difference that Michigan in the conference is 2-1, and USC in the Big Ten conference is 1-2?
Who did USC lose to?
I cannot. The one they lost to Minnesota yesterday.
And
Who's the other one? Gosh, I can't remember.
because Michigan lost to Texas. So maybe they're saying, well, nobody can beat Texas because they're number 1. And so we got to give them credit. I think Michigan should have dropped out, though. There's too many teams. There's too many good teams with with 0 losses or 1 loss that Michigan did not. You didn't have to save Michigan. I don't give a shit. They're not national championship defenders. I do not care.
Well,
and I know Washington was in the same playoffs last year, and we all know it's not the same team. That's a bunch of bullfrag.
Louisville dropped out. We said there was a
deserved to. Okay, they were
and
already
UNLV. Because UNLV.
They're already low. Yeah, you already know. 25-20. You are only there for a good time, not long.
Was my only.
That was bullshit.
Thank you.
Who got? But I know you always like to do this. Who had the most votes at the bottom? Do you know?
Oh,
if not, don't worry about it.
I didn't check. I always have to see. All right.
We had too much. I had too much. I'm ready to go.
I like to see who's.
Listen,
who
I gotta get.
Who may move up next?
Look, I gotta get the champagne out the freezer.
Okay.
We need it. We needed it yesterday. That was our fault. We'll be better. Who do you want to see next week?
Now,
with all the new rankings, who do you want to see next week?
You know what? I said to myself, I'm going to avoid these big guys because I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them, Kelly. And like you said,
how do you avoid them?
I don't avoid them, but I'm not going to seek them out. I'm not going to seek out the Alabamas. I'm not going to seek out the Georgias. But I'm going to seek out the ones that I think might. I'll tell you who I got.
Okay.
I got the Red River Refinery. I got number 1
Texas. That's the big boy.
That's the big boy.
The Manny Mob, Texas, against Oklahoma, which Oklahoma, you know what you did last year. Texas was not the Texas team it is today, and you know what you fucking did last year.
I can't.
October 7th, 2023.
You lost your bet, didn't you?
You owe me and my brother some money.
Okay. Enough of
I'm not betting on you this year. You were supposed to be good last year, and you screwed me, and I am not going to be fooled again. Red River rivalry is a big deal. Because Oklahoma, they had the rivalry for the longest non-conference. And now Oklahoma's in the SEC with Texas. That should be interesting. Ooh. Let me tell you what I'm looking forward to next week, and I think it's going to be the game of the week.
Okay.
I wrote down number 1. I guess I'll change it to number 2.
So it'll be 2 and 3.
Number 2 Ohio State against number 3.
I cannot wait for that. I said this is going to be a test. We have watched them.
Not a test. This is the test. Joey Galloway said it last year. He's like, both of these teams are expected to be in the 12-team playoff.
I do too.
Absolutely. But I ain't worried, babe. I ain't worried. You see the shirt, OH. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be a problem. Dylan Gabriel can change his jersey. We're not worried, Dan Lanning. I'm talking trash. That is me talking trash because guess what? We obviously ain't gonna have a good Michigan-Ohio State rivalry this year. I know, don't count them out. I know, knock on wood. Let me stop. I got too far. I went too far.
Alabama, Vandy.
Okay. You have any other? Yeah. That's different.
You know what?
Bama shouldn't have lost.
I tried to stay away from the, like you say, the big
boy.
Well,
you just named the biggest boy.
I did.
You lied.
I did.
Go. You got another one?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Hold on to your hats, folks. You're going to say, why did you pick that? I picked Vandy and Kentucky. They keep ignoring little Kentucky. Y'all been slighted. I want to see that defense. Now, is Vandy a joke or is Vandy just a fluke? Come on.
I missed that. Kentucky, who loses to Georgia by 1 point, comes back the next week to beat number 6 Ole Miss.
And they don't let me get
Vanderbilt, who little feather in your cap,
beats Alabama.
That gonna last? Did Vandy get right?
No.
The disrespect. You beat number 1.
Don't matter.
Okay, I got two more, very small.
Very small.
One is I want to see Washington, Iowa. I didn't think Washington had anything to give. I thought Michigan was going to win the game in at least by a touchdown in regular fashion. And Iowa is not a bad team. I don't know how State beat them, but we watched that Iowa State game, and it went down to the 2 overtimes or overtime. Remember that first week?
Right,
and they were ranked up once upon a time. So I wonder, is that going to be? I want to see Washington more so. I know what Iowa can do because Iowa does it every year.
Yeah.
I want to see what Washington's made of. My other one, which should be a battle, fingers crossed. Big Ten, Wisconsin versus Rutgers.
Oh, you're gonna take that
Rutgers
one?
4-0, Wisconsin's 3-1, but Wisconsin beat up on somebody ugly yesterday. Purdue, they beat little Purdue down.
God. Okay, I got you one. You were crabbing about Penn State being number 4. Are they really number 4? They play USC. I want to see USC come back. I want y'all to show them you should not have dropped out. You left Michigan in.
Yep. I want to see. I'm not being shady.
Tell me.
USC can beat Penn State.
I gotta see this because
they can beat Penn State for sure.
I have seen nothing from Penn State that says we're great. You know what I'm saying?
If they beat USC, I will shut my mouth because I think, regardless of the record, I think USC is a good team.
It'll be over.
A lot to improve, but a lot of improvements have been made. Let's be honest. We watched begrudgingly the end of that last season. It was ugly.
I will agree.
I'm excited. Next week, y'all. I want to promise a show, but I'm just sure I'm gonna have a heart attack. No, I can feel it coming on now. I almost died yesterday.
Oh,
I died and came back yesterday. I don't know how I'm gonna get my number 2, Ohio State playing number 3 Michigan. Now I'm gonna tell y'all 3 weeks ago. Let me go back.
Oh,
before yesterday morning. At yesterday morning, all the way back to the beginning of the season, I was not worried about Oregon. I'm gonna tell you right now. That is not Bo Nix. Dylan Gabriel is not Bo Nix. I said, we watched Oregon struggle against Arizona State, somebody like that. They came back and won, but we were like, this is not the same Oregon thing. Tez Johnson is there, but Bucky not there. Bucky Irving's not there.
But I do respect that doggone that line, good. That defense.
They looked good yesterday. I cannot deny that. So now I'm a little bit nervous. I'm very, very excited, but I got faith in my Buckeyes. And you know what? I'm done.
I got nothing, folks.
Well, I'm Kelly like the color.
And I'm Gee like the butter.
And this Saturday Hangover. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Adios, muchachos.